check, 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 chop it down, check, 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 chop it down, chop it down, chop it down, you gon' chop it down, chop it down, chop it down, chop it down, you gon' chop it down.
I just appreciate everybody
Down, set,
man.
watch him throw the ball, we gon' pick it off. You gon' let him hit the hole or you gon' cut it off. You gon' play through fourth and long or you gon' punt it off. Your defenders, heavy hitters, put your pads in. Don't be looking for the ref to throw no flags in. Keep the helmet on, keep the cleats tight. You the type to want to win by any means, right? You should look alive. This is Trap or Dive.
Ooh wee. Ooh wee. Yeah, hey, let's start off. Hey, there you go, Hawk, man. What's going on, fellas? What's going on, everybody? Good afternoon. Y'all know why we're here. Happy New Year to everybody, first and foremost. Let's get the one non-football related topic situation out of the way, man. But yeah, Happy New Year to everybody. Al too, I see you. Monty, I see you. Hawk, Jay Tyler. Yes, so first and foremost, the link is already in the YouTube description. We'll have some call-ins. But yeah, just go ahead and line it up if you're interested. I'll make sure that, we get that situated in the waiting room. But obviously, Washington loses 24-10. Ugly game. Ugly. I think and obviously AJ is here as well. I think you can tell by his title. But 24-10, man, Washington falls to the Cleveland Browns. Look, man, Wentz the biggest storyline. That's the biggest thing of the day, understanding that, he's getting his opportunity coming back from injury, everybody. And that opportunity for Carson went probably as bad as you can imagine. And it's crazy because there were some instances where you saw him make some very quick decisions. And I think the decision making early on in that first stint, their first 6 games, right, was the biggest thing. Sometimes he held the ball on too long because he didn't know where to go with the football. Today, he looked decisive, right? But he still didn't know where to go. He still made the wrong read. He just committed to whatever it is that he was really seeing. So, AJ, I'm going to get you in here now. How you feeling, man? Happy New Year. We're starting off the season in 2023. That's not even the right thing to say. We're starting off the new year with the Washington Commanders. L, man, what's going on? Talk to me.
Yeah, man. Happy New Year to everybody out there that tunes in. Same to you, Mo. We
Yes,
haven't
sir.
shared those pleasantries before the show. But yeah, man, like my title says, man, it's I just watched ass for 3 hours to begin my new year. A lot of people are gonna try to put the blame on Wentz, but Scott Turner did him no damn favors at all. And overall, the quarterback position is ass. No matter if it's Heineke or Wentz. But it just goes to show you, like I've kind of been always saying on these episodes before the season even begun, when this trade went down, all these things, this coaching staff has no clue what the fuck they are doing. Ron Rivera is a terrible personnel individual. The people that he's working alongside with are terrible. Carson Wentz played exactly how he's been playing in the past couple years. There was nothing different. He doesn't hit guys in the flat easily. He overthrows them. He's indecisive.
Yo, that last pass, bro, the one that he threw to Jonathan Williams that went over his head by 10 feet. I thought the ball was tipped. I thought the ball was tipped, bro. He just overthrew the man. He overthrew the check down.
That's always been Carson Wentz, and especially last year on tape. So it's you want to go back and look at the tape, you can do so. You can pull it up on your own on YouTube. You can see even a more in-depth look of Kurt Warner going over his film. That's exactly who Carson Wentz is, and I'm still perfectly fine with him starting. It's more so the coaching staff sucks. They don't adjust on the fly on both sides of the ball. Scott Turner, for some reason, has been calling empty sets on third downs every fucking game, every third down attempt. It's, my bad. I'm watching this Panthers and Bucks game. I don't really know what just happened, but yeah. At the end of the day, it's just been poor coaching on both sides of the ball. is my boy in real life, but I still got to speak on it. You know, even defensively, Defoe kind of looked lost today. Like, and even last week, like not really playing fast. Feels like he's having to overthink, not really moving his feet. Then you also have Jonathan Allen go down. You're just not seeing the defense make plays. I already knew that they were going to struggle defending Cooper, but it's like they didn't even try to defend him. You know, based on certain formations that they were in, he was literally against a safety. Like Amari Cooper is an elite wide receiver. Like I don't care about the stats, nothing. I've seen him play since high school. I know his skill set in and out. He is an elite wide receiver. Like he could run a 4.8 and would still get open because of how much of a technician he is.
Yeah.
But overall, it's just, you know, a poorly coached game. Talk about that 4th and 1. Like you don't have
I don't.
athletic
Yeah.
offensive linemen. You're running a toss play on 4th and 1.
First off, you take yourself. You lose 4 yards just to gain one off the
Right. That's
toss.
that's what I'm like. I don't understand. I don't understand how these people are getting paid millions of dollars to coach a team. Then you're doing undisciplined things. You got what, 12 men on the field, you lining up in neutral zone. Like
Bruh,
it's just
Logan Thomas is trying to hurdle a nigga instead of going out of bounds. And in that specific situation, yeah, you're down 2 scores, but that's even worse. Like, why are you not trying to fight to get out of bounds? You want to hurdle somebody, bruh. And
right.
then you have a bad one at that. Like, it doesn't even come close.
Like it's just dumbfounded to me. I mean, this team has not won a game since November 27th. It's 2023 right now.
Oh, three
Like
and 1.
like they have not won a game since the last week of November. And it's just like it's the same scenario once again for Carson Wentz, and a lot of people are gonna focus on him. And I don't think that is fair to do so because at the end of the day, he can only do but so much. This
You
coaching
said it's
staff,
not fair to talk about Carson?
I don't feel that it's fair to focus on him because people gonna act like Taylor Heineke was out here balling. Like
I,
he was not out here balling. Like they played just the same. Like they're the same quarterback. Just one has more NFL experience, a stronger arm, and you hope that you be able to create more off of it. But they're both shitty ass quarterbacks with a turnover issue. They're not gonna win you games. Nothing of that nature. But this team sacrificed a lot from a financial standpoint, draft capital standpoint, to bring in Carson Wentz. So if you're going to do something of that nature, show me how you plan to utilize him. Even if it is the last 2 games of the year, they're literally calling the same. They're calling the
nah,
game
I
the
think
same way. Go
I
ahead.
do think no, I was about to say I just do I do think that there because this it's a whole bunch of different we're swinging like several different areas here, but I think to focus on the quarterback itself for a second, I do think that there needs to be some conversations about that because like when you look at again I know first off I know what you're saying, right? The coaches are just as important in this instance than like the actual quarterback play here, but I think the fact that the offense looked like uninspiring for the most part throughout the day, like uninspiring in the sense of like they didn't have, and somebody actually had this discussion with me on Twitter, and I changed my tune after our conversation, so I it is what it is, but it didn't seem like there was any urgency. It didn't seem like they really took like this whole
But
situation
Maul,
seriously.
but
And I
Maul,
think
bro.
all I'm saying is with the quarterback coming in and looking as bad as he did with those misses, bruh, those like the misses that he had throughout the day, on top of the interceptions, bruh, the 2 interceptions that he threw downfield, not the one to Terry, but the 2 to Jahan, or no, one to Curtis, one to Jahan. Those 2 were some of those where you're looking at the field and you're asking, yo, this dude is wide open on 3rd and 6 at the sticks. Your check down. Like those are the ones where you're looking on the sideline. If you're a player or if you're even on the field with Carson, and you're like, bro, you like how why? Like that, those are the ones that's the ones that dramatically can decrease a team's confidence. And I'm not saying that they weren't like the run game, like the game plan itself, right? You're talking about the way they try to move the football down the field. That's important. They stuck to it. Like nothing like that has changed. But then when you're asking Carson Wentz to make simple reads, right, to execute that offense, and he's overthrowing or staring down the wrong read, despite where the safety is, that is a problem too. And I think what it points back to is the fact that, Ron Rivera thought that Carson was ready for this moment and that they needed a spark, they needed a change. But now you're looking at a team where now you're 20, you lose 24-10. Like that is the big thing. Like, sure, the coaches played a part in it. And if you want to talk about end game, that's one thing. But end game, when you talk about the pass offense, I don't think the pass offense end game had a lot to do with the coaches. It had a lot to do with the quarterback.
Man, bro, like all that sounds good, but at the end of the day, exactly what Carson Wentz showed on the field is exactly what he was doing with the Indianapolis Colts. And
but go ahead.
I mean, I hear what you're saying, right? You're trying to say that that's besides the point, but it's like you also have to understand the player that you're bringing in now to the fold. You've been losing. You're looking for that spark, right? But you're also still putting this person in situations where they're thinking about the deep shot. They're not focusing primarily on just getting to the sticks. Like, there's guys open underneath, but they're obviously not telling him to make that the number one in the primary read. They're telling him that he has free realm to make whatever decisions on the field, because there's no way that you can see someone at the sticks and you're saying, let me try to throw this shit in double coverage, bro. Like, there's no way. Like, but at the same token, it's the coaching staff. They don't make adjustments. It's just all over the place with them. And unfortunately, like I said, he's gonna get a lot of the blame. But let's be honest here. Both sides of the ball play bad today.
Yes, that's the biggest thing. Like, I was telling you before we started, bro. That offense scored 24 points in Cleveland, but the only thing that stopped them was themselves. Like, they could have easily put up 30.
Right.
They could have put up 30.
The defense played horrible altogether. Like, everybody, like, they got out coached. They straight up got out coached. They got out game plan. You're saying, I think you said something about them not playing with urgency, but when have they played with urgency? Even under Heineke.
That was literally what I told dude who I was having a conversation with. I agree that they didn't show urgency. Like, I changed my tune, right? I agree that they didn't show urgency, but my whole thing was, brother, this is the same offense I've been watching all season. This is the same team I've been watching. Like, nothing's changed today. And we're talking about a Cleveland team who is 6-9. Washington is not 11-4. Cleveland isn't 3-13. Like, they're a 7-win team. Washington is. Cleveland is a 6-win team. I'm 100% like, this is the same offense I've been seeing all year.
Yeah, it's the same. It's the same team we've been seeing. It's just, like I said, Taylor Heineke prayed to a different God than most of us know, and it's been coming off favorable in last minute situations. But primarily, the offense has still been struggling. Still struggle today. You couldn't score in the red zone. You were having third down efficiency problems once again. You weren't really getting the ball to your playmakers. It's pretty damn obvious that Brian Robinson is not healthy because they keep running him repeatedly to the ground, and they don't know how to create a proper balance. Jonathan Williams didn't really look that good. The running designs of play calls not really spectacular. It's just that it's so unfortunate that this team is in a situation where they're up for sale, supposedly, allegedly, whatever you want to call it. Yeah. Because if Packers win tonight, man, I'm firing Ron Rivera next Monday or right after the game. Like, I'm cool. I've been telling y'all that Ron Rivera is a shitty ass head coach. Some of y'all been making excuses for him, trying to bring up stuff like all the different things off the field, his health,
everything he had to go through.
Yeah, his health. Like,
respectfully, no, but yeah.
Nah. With all due, no, hold on. With
let's get this right.
The saying, I have no respect. You feel me? Like, at the end of the day, Ron Rivera is getting paid almost $10 million a year to be mediocre. Like, we just watched the bonus coverage of Panthers going against the Buccaneers to possibly get a playoff berth.
Hey,
Like,
Panthers on fire, bro.
With an interim head coach. Brian Daboll just took the Giants with Daniel Jones, and I dare somebody to name me 2 of their wide receivers that played today.
Oh, I mean, come on, come on now, Richie James.
Yeah, you know,
and yeah, but I get your point.
But these others don't know. Landon Collins had a pick 6 today.
Yeah, man.
Like,
hey, so listen, go ahead. I want to get to this point that Tamo talking about, because this I'm gonna play this on the show. Tamo.
What'd you say?
No, I was saying, go ahead, finish your point. I was saying what Tamo's talking about. Ron didn't know that we could be eliminated today. I got the clip. I was about to play it.
He said that?
Yeah, he said it. He said that. So I wanted to hear it. I wanted to hear it because I didn't hear it. I got the video, but I didn't hear it. I want to see if he was trying to be sarcastic in like one of the worst possible times that you can be sarcastic, or if he really didn't know. Either one is bad.
Yeah, either one is bad. Like, it's just.
All right, let's go ahead and play it.
Just go ahead and play it, because that's wild.
Share. All right, y'all talk to us, man. Y'all tell us what this looks like. Boom. Share the tab audio bet, so we good. Let me go ahead and remove this too. All right, here we go.
To clarify, you said you would talk about quarterback next week. If you guys are eliminated today by what happens at 4:00, is Sam Howell in consideration?
We can be eliminated.
Yeah, if the Packers beat the Vikings, then you guys are eliminated. To clarify,
he's being an asshole.
Quarterback next.
He knew.
Nah, I don't think he knew.
You don't think he knew? All right, let's run it one more time. I want to clear it once. All right.
Nah. Run it back.
You said you would talk about quarterback next week. If you guys are eliminated today by what happens at 4:00, is Sam Howell in consideration?
We can be eliminated.
Yeah, if the Packers beat the Vikings, then you guys are eliminated.
He didn't know.
To clarify,
he didn't know.
He didn't know. All the analytics in the world, and
he didn't know.
The entire staff that's there that works at whatever One Park Drive or whatever the fuck it's called these days. Like, he didn't know that. But it's not even about that, man. Just win the fucking game. Like, show some urgency. Play like you really want to get to the P word. But you're not a P word team. Yeah. Like, you're just doing it to satisfy the fan base here in the market. But you were just gonna go there and get blasted.
Hey, at one point, Brad, people were saying this was the team that nobody wanted to play in the playoffs. Brad, this is bad. Hey, but listen though, before we get, so listen, anybody and everybody that wants to call in, you can definitely do so. We'll take a couple calls. Hawk, I see you in the studio. Don't go anywhere. But there's one thing that I had, or excuse me, the link is in the YouTube description if I wasn't clear. But if there's one thing that I wanted to say before we transitioned to some of the calls, bruh, there was this conversation that I had about Rivera. It was actually in one of those spaces that we used to join. And I said this maybe around the time that Chicago was on, I think it was after a loss. I remember saying it. So maybe it was after the Eagles loss. And I was like, I had told people, I said, bruh, you know what Ron is going to do? Because it's not surprising, but in the moment, there was people who was really confused about what was going on with this team right now, like how bad they were. And like, Ron is good to go on a run. He's always been good to go on a run. But those runs have always been at the result of starting off so damn slow. And Ron is going to give you that this year. Like I'm talking about in the moment when I was having this conversation, I was like, Ron is going to give you all a run to make you believe that something just went wrong. And he needs to be around to see things through because something just went wrong. We don't know what it is. And they think that something can be a simple solution to what seems like a simple issue. Oh, we just need to get a quarterback and we'll be fine. That's one aspect. But then you got to deal with the coaching. And like the biggest thing that today that continues to solidify my part in the coaching side, the coaching failures. I had said this. I think that coaches' mental makeup in big moments or games are just as big as their players. Like we always talk about can this quarterback come through in the clutch, or can this receiver make the big catch? Like, it was a moment where TJ Houshmandzadeh, this is a throwback, but TJ Houshmandzadeh had some moments where like he was etched in stone as a person who can't come through in the clutch. Like he had 2 big drops in big situations for, I think, for 2 different teams. And like, again, that's a throwback. But my point is, like, we talk about how these players can come through for your team in big moments, right? And then you think about the coaching side, like the coaching for Washington. I've continued question like how they're going to interact and how they're going to play, or excuse me, produce and perform in just as big moments or big games as well. And how it encompasses like the failures is, for example, the Giants game. Why completely go away from what you're good at? Because you want to get pretty, or you want to see some other situations, or you want to see how your offense looks in a different light, because it's Sunday night football. All the eyes are on you as a play caller. Let me see how I dot these fools up instead of just running the football. And then you talk about the following week where Brian Robinson, there's questions about like how you perform on your 4th down calls, and the play calls in particular. And then this week, I the fact that they aren't able to come through from either side of the football, and then you have Scott Turner in like the first quarter of the game, not utilizing Brian Robinson in a particular way, or 4th down you want to run a toss. Like where's your mental makeup in one of the biggest moments of the game, or when the biggest moments of the season for your team? Those are just as big, and these guys continuously let these guys down. And I think we all know, people who follow us or watch us kind of know our position on the coaches, AJ. But I think like those are like damning factors for why it's hard to sit here and say, I just want to see things through with Rivera, Turner. I'm cool with Del Rio, but I mean, he's a package deal, so he ain't staying. But like those are the things where it's like, how can you sit here and say, I like these coaches, I want to see things through with these guys, when these blurps continue to pop up throughout the year, and throughout years of them being here in their 3-year time frame. It just doesn't add up to me.
Man, I got that's so Raven that's so Raven foresight, bro. Like at the end of the day, I've been saying that this coaching staff sucks. A lot of people, you see them online saying, even if they move on from Ron Rivera, let's put him in player personnel position. What? Like
that's even worse. Exactly.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, you're in so many of these situations because of poor player personnel decisions. You have no depth at cornerback. You have no depth at D tackle. You have no depth at linebacker, where I'm watching Mayonnaise play I'm watching Mayonnaise play 1st down, 2nd down, and 3rd down at linebacker, having to defend athletic tight ends and running backs, and possibly having to sprint out and play some zone. Like I'm watching this dude play. Ben isn't healthy right now. You got to line up there with cornerbacks like Danny Johnson, Wild Goose, possibly a Castro Fields, and Kendall Fuller. Then safety, you playing all type of people at safety. And then offensive line, don't even get me started. You doing all type of rotations of 1 minute somebody else is playing guard. It's like a guessing game. Who gonna play guard this drive? Like who gonna play tackle this drive? Like
I don't understand the plan with Cosme, Turner, and Lucas on that right side. It makes absolutely no sense.
And nobody has yet to ask it. I've been trying to get like people that I know within the media just for my sake, because I've never seen it in football before. Like I've been watching this take place for the last 3-4 weeks where they're rotating tackles and guards. I've never seen it in football in my life on the professional level. It's just confusing. Then you have a gadget player in Curtis Samuel. You don't even use him in the backfield one time, knowing that you lost Antonio Gibson and what he brings to the table. You're not even trying to create mismatches. You're just doing whatever you want to do. And it's just frustrating because it's like the worst part is, what's the next play? What's the next play here? Because as a fan of this team, unfortunately, and for many of those that I interact with through social media and stuff, they root for this team. It's like with this possible sale on the line, you're probably going to be forced to see Ron Rivera coach with these same individuals next year. So you can't even do anything to further this team and improve it because you're still going to be stuck under bad coaching. And coaching matters. Like, so many teams are doing well and succeeding because coaching matters. Like, Cincinnati Bengals don't have the best offensive line, but their play callers and their coaches know what they want to do and make the best of the talent that they have on their roster. Buffalo Bills don't have an amazing offensive line. They make do. Like, but here it's just nobody is really trying to do their job overall. It's just
Yeah.
dumbfounding to me.
Yeah. Okay, NFL is a coaching league. Yeah, for sure. All right, so listen, anybody and everybody, again, if you want to come through, you want to call in. We're taking some calls. Hawk is coming through right now. Hawk, I appreciate you joining me. Sorry you had to go
No doubt.
through. Sorry you had to go through those 2.5 hours with the Commanders. The first day of the 2023 calendar year, man. But talk to us, man. What's on your mind?
Man, pretty much, man. I echo a lot of the sentiments that that our beloved plug AJ. You know what I'm saying? You know what, bro, man. What Maul, what you said, a little bit of what AJ said, and matter of fact, before the game, bro, what I'm saying. I just knew we were going to lose this game. I just, bro, the last 30 years of me being a fan. Well, for my generation, if you're a millennial or younger, you've known this team to lose games like this. You know what I'm saying? We lose the teams that lose all their games in previous seasons. We get, what we get records broken on us. It's just everything that can go wrong will go wrong. And guess what? It did today. Deshaun Watson, off of a long hiatus from football, comes in and just gets, hey man, you know what? Excuse me, he led his team to victory. Um, Coach
Three
Rivera,
tutties,
man.
man.
Yeah. Oh man. That. What's your matter of fact? Hey, look. I heard people making fun of the mascot. I was like, yo, man, we got Porky Pig as the mascot. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, man, it's terrible, man. And it's like, you know what, yo, the way this team is like performing overall, it's almost similar to, like, Coach Gibbs's last year. As far as Coach Gibbs, the rebirth years, or whatever you want to call it. Like, what is it, do like '05 to '07, I think it was his last year. How it looked like, the league had passed him by. That's exactly what, a Ron Rivera team this year looked like overall, bro. And it's just bad, man. Carson Wentz, yo, I was trying, man. I tried, and then it's like, you know what? Nah, man, he shot. Yeah, it's almost like, it's almost like a boxer that's punch drunk. You know what I'm saying? But he still continues to fight. You know what I'm saying? It's just, nah, man, you ain't got it, man. Just go ahead. You know what I'm saying? Man, with a referee. You know what I'm saying? Where's your train at to go and throw in the towel? Bro,
No
it's just bad,
Moss.
man.
I
Yeah,
mean, Hawk.
Exactly. Hands and stone, no mas, bro. It's just
Hawk.
bad.
It's just at the end of the day, you have the Washington staff, personnel department, all that. They have endless tape. Maul does
Endless.
a great job of recapping the games
Yes,
and doing all 22. But these individuals get paid for a living to scout players, bro. And they
man.
brought in Carson Wentz. They made this trade to bring in somebody that performed exactly how he did today on a regular basis with another
Yes.
team under a coach that was his previous coach. Why
Yeah.
do you
Yeah.
think that man, it's going to sound weird, but it's like, if you live in a certain community, you know this chick is a hoe, and
Yeah.
you pursue her, right?
Yep.
Now you
Yep.
finally get her. You think she's not going to be a hoe no more just because she with your brand new ass?
Hey, hey, AJ. Hey, AJ.
Like,
Hey, AJ. Hey,
You
AJ.
knew, you read the
Yeah.
reports. You saw
Yeah.
the scouting report.
No. No. What's the movie? Don't be a menace.
yeah,
Dashiki.
Yeah, I know
You know
you
what I'm
talking
saying?
about.
You know what I'm saying? That's
Yeah.
the same scenario that you know what I'm saying that he just explained, bro. You know what I'm saying? Ashtray still kissing her in the mouth, bro. I mean, that's exactly what this was, bro.
Yeah,
And oh,
it's
yeah,
just
go ahead. I'm
wild.
sorry. Yeah,
Nah,
yeah, it's
it's
wild,
just
bro.
wild. And I mean, I'm seeing comments while you talking, Hawk, talking about Scott Turner is a great play designer. Bro,
That's a lie.
it's the NFL. Like someone's going to be open.
Right.
Like someone's going to be open. I've never seen a great play designer not be able to call plays. That just does not add up.
Yeah,
It,
man.
it does not make sense. I think so many people are looking to make excuses for this coaching staff, and that's
Yeah,
why I started this episode off with saying people are going to try to put this on Carson Wentz. But overall, this team has not been playing good on both sides of the ball. Yeah,
yeah,
they're making some
yeah.
stops here and there, but a
Mm-hmm.
lot of times the opposing teams are killing themselves with not taking with not taking advantage of the opportunities. But most importantly, this coaching staff, we have not seen them improve in their tenureship with the Washington Commanders football team, Redskins. Three different names. These niggas ain't been able, ain't been able to produce shit. Meanwhile, we watching teams like the New York Giants with Daniel Jones at quarterback and random people off New York, off Manhattan playing
Yep.
wide receiver, no cornerbacks. They're able to clinch a playoff berth in
Yep.
year one. And you're
Yep.
gonna sit here and try to tell me about Ron Rivera. It all boils down to coaching. And
Coaching.
it has nothing to do with Taylor Heineke, it has nothing to do with Carson Wentz. It's about coaching and making sure that you have personnel that matches with what you want to do. And God honest truth, Ron Rivera doesn't know what he wants the identity of this team to be. They've been
Mhm.
forced to be a run first team because it's been successful with Brian Robinson. But like I've said, they're leaning too much on someone who just got shot. Like his leg just got shot. How many carries, Maul, does Brian Robinson already have?
Brian, on the season, I'm not sure,
Yeah.
but he had 24.
Yeah.
He had 24 today. I'm about to see what he. Oh, he
Man, AJ,
has
man, you read my mind.
he has seven. Oh, I'm tripping. That's 700 yards. He has
Like this for the
181
season.
181 carries.
This man almost got 200 rushing carries, and he missed how many games? 6, 7 games?
Five, four, five, five.
Okay.
Uh,
Five games coming off of getting shot in his leg. Like, yeah, it didn't do any damage to ligaments or whatever, but you haven't even tried to supplement some of these carries like to other people. You haven't tried to get creative in any way. Like
mm-hmm.
you keep doing these jet sweep fakes and not giving nobody the damn ball. We just seeing motherfuckers run back and forth every damn play for no reason. Nobody's getting the ball. Nobody's getting the keeper. We got it one time with Terry today, but it's just poor coaching, man. And until
Yeah.
this coaching staff changes, you cannot expect anything else with this team to change. I don't care how much they love Ron as the individual, the human being. Maybe we see him resign. I'll just put that out there. If they get eliminated tonight, and yeah, if they get
Bro, he
eliminated
really didn't
tonight,
know, bro.
he might resign at the end of the season because there's no way that he can come back knowing that this team is possibly up for sale and think that his job is going to be safe for next year. He's a lame duck with a new ownership group anyways. He might as well resign on his own shot and own call and not get fired because there's nothing that he has done during his tenureship that shows me that this team is headed in the right direction on either side of the ball and player personnel wise.
Bro, he really didn't know. He really didn't know
He
that
really didn't
he
know, bro. He really
that
did
he
not.
could get eliminated today.
Mm-mm.
Like the look on his face, really, I had to run it back because that look on his face was like, are you being an asshole right now, or you genuinely didn't know? He did not know.
He didn't. Mm-mm. He didn't think so. He
Um,
didn't think so.
and then like I'm not gonna like microanalyze this, but I think when I mentioned the lack of urgency, I think that encompasses part of that too. Like you should know, you should have some urgency because if you lose, I mean AJ said it, just win your ball games, you have nothing to worry about. But you should know what your chances are and what your situation is heading into games like this, especially in December. Like you all of a sudden didn't think to research this or know or have this information at hand, and maybe use it as a motivational tool. I don't like what did you say to your team before they started this game, man? This is crazy. Hulk, what? So I think this is the answer is obvious in terms of like I think we're all convinced that this isn't the staff to do it. But what is your concern? Or let me rephrase that. Not concern. What do you think is going to happen from a realistic standpoint, given how muddy the ownership situation is right now? What do you think is going to happen in the offseason? Do you see Ron Rivera around for 2023? Not what do you want to happen, but what do you think is going to end up happening?
Yeah. So, fellas, I'll be honest. Like, so I've heard and just interacting with like other people and like different channels, the likelihood of Dan Snyder selling his team is, it's going to happen. What is it? Well, what is it? Mid-season of next year, or mid-season 2023. Well, which is this year, but we're still in 2022 season. So I have a feeling that Dan is still going to own the team, and it's possible that we can have Ron Rivera year 4 in his contract coaching. At the start of the off season again, and things like that. So, but there is a possibility that while in the midst of Ron coaching for essentially his job, you know, well, worst case scenario, if we have another losing season, new ownership that the new ownership group or new head owner, they're going to go ahead and fire that man. You know what I'm saying? They're going to fire him, and that'll be the end of it. If he, if he is winning, you know what I'm saying, and continues to win, he makes a case. But I still got to get him fired because it's like, hey, we got a difference of opinion just based off of the track record. You know what I'm saying? You're good for, saying like on average at least 7 wins, and all of a sudden you have, a 10-win season. Nah, we don't think that, we don't think that, that the trend is necessarily positive. It's more than negative. You're saying we're still going to let him go. So he'll be let go, probably in like 2024, but as late as 2024, early mid-season 2023, and that's
Does that hurt? Does that hurt to think about, Hawk? Like knowing that you think that he's going to be around for another season, at least to start the season.
Well, Maul, it definitely hurts. I mean, Maul, it definitely hurts because you know what?
Meanwhile, D'Amico Ryan about to get a coaching job.
D'Amico Ryan, yep. I mean, look, at this point, I would take Coach Prime Sanders, man. Coach Dion, man. Bring in somebody, bro. Somebody.
Man, I just hope that I feel like we'll know who is officially going to be buying this team by Super Bowl week. I just hope that Daniel Snyder, he still has some love for the team and tries to do the right thing in some regard. Maybe even talking to some of the bidders, like who would you want as head coach or something, because it's not going to be expedited. But I honestly just personally feel, especially after this particular loss, I think that Ron Rivera resigns. Like he definitely has to resign. And maybe you'll have a late start in who you hire as a coach, but there's no way that he can come back and coach his team. Like you're losing your locker room, you're losing the players, you're losing all of the youth that you do have on this team, and now having to start to pay these guys, and you're not going to be able to take advantage of it. That's why even last week, Maul, when we had the conversation where some people were mentioning like draft picks, and I said that, some of those guys are serviceable because they are just serviceable. Nobody's really elite out of the pack. Like they're just guys, but it's like you need more players, you need more depth on this team, you need a better coaching regime. Like you just need better coaching overall and getting the best of these guys' talents and abilities, and you're just not getting that. So unfortunately, you're just gonna keep seeing them get outcoached. Like imagine getting outcoached by Kevin Stefanski. Like like this shit is just it's just upsetting, but it is what it is.
Yeah. Hog, any last things, man? We're gonna go ahead and close out. And you know, when you get embarrassed like this, and by the way, Canadian, I was actually looking for you because I mentioned you earlier. I didn't know this was your YouTube, but yeah, I acknowledge I did agree there was no urgency. But I do think that this is the same offense and in the same team that we've seen all season long. So credit to you in terms of that conversation. But Hawk, any last words before we get up out of here, man? This ain't nothing to
Yeah,
dwell on for a whole hour, bro. They lost, they got embarrassed. It's
right,
ugly.
right.
Ron Rivera didn't even know he'd get eliminated. Like, you should go if this was a stable organization. You should be gone tomorrow.
Man, you know what? Hey, Maul, I'll just leave you all in the chat, man, with this. Saying, this thought right here. You know, it's just I'm gonna just go ahead and throw out a group of things, which is The Office, my avatar picture, and the Family Matters show. What do all three things have in common? You know, they cooked. You know what I'm saying? Just you know what I'm saying? Just everything cooked, bro. Everything's cooked, man. You know what I'm saying? Just the thriller's gone. You know what I'm saying, man? This season's over,
They
bro.
cooked, man. They is
You know what I'm
through.
saying?
That
You know what I'm
man,
saying? It's cooked,
Carson
man.
Wentz was looking at his tablet for like 20 minutes after that last interception, trying to figure out what went
Bro,
wrong.
them
I'm like, bro,
interceptions,
it
them
ain't
interceptions
nothing to
pissed
talk
me
about.
off.
Like, what
Yeah,
you
man.
think you're gonna figure out on that after that third interception, staring into the tablet that long?
Bro,
I guess he wanted to seem like he was busy.
They asked him, "Can you take us through your interception?" Wentz said, "Which one?"
Which one? Oh my
Hey, yo, that's terrible, man. But yeah,
He said, "The
the
thrill is
trap or
gone,
die.
BB
Yeah,
King."
man. It's terrible, bro. Terrible.
yeah. Hey, Hulk, man, always appreciate you coming through. My man, you take it easy. Enjoy the rest of these games today, man. Happy New Year once again.
Bad back at y'all, man. Same to you.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
Peace.
Yes, sir. Peace, man. There go the good man Hulk coming through. Ladies and gentlemen, that's gonna wrap it up for us as well. Don't be like Ron and not know your playoff situations or have just general awareness of your life, your day-to-day situations.
Hey, but Maul, see,
People.
if Ron Rivera was tapped in the Trap or Die podcast on 214 Media, he would have known that if you lose this game, you could possibly be fucking out of the playoffs.
Yeah,
But,
nah.
you know,
I about to say, Ron be on the he got his little scouts out there, man. He know about Trapper Dive, man. All right. Okay, that's it for us. AJ, man, you take it easy, man. Be safe, big dog. And we're gonna check in a couple of days, figure out what else we can talk about with this team.
we're gonna talk about the empty sets going against Michael Parsons next week.
Oh my god.
And Tutty.
Bring on Sam Howell, man. I'm here for it. Let's see if the Packers can finish things and put Washington out of their misery. But all right, hey, everybody, y'all take it easy, be safe, all that good stuff, man. And yeah, check. Oh, matter of fact, morning show tomorrow morning show back this week. But yeah, y'all take it easy, all that good stuff. Peace.